I've got two words. Hell yeah. Twisters is the newest film from Lee Isaac Chung, starring the likes of Daisy Edgar Jones, Glenn Powell, Anthony Ramos, just name a few. If you actually go look at the IMDb, the cast is pretty stacked with people that are giving, relatively small performances. But I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back into another episode of We Need to Talk About, the series where I talk about the movies that I enjoy. And like I already said, today we are talking about Twisters. Oh man, there's a lot to unpack here, and I am thoroughly excited. A little bit of background. But before we get to that background, make sure you subscribe if you have not already. This channel is growing, and I appreciate it. It's because of all of you that sit, watch these videos, and interact and all of that. So I really do appreciate it. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. You will not regret it. I'm doing videos like this every single week. Don't miss out. But like I already said, a little bit of background. I grew up absolutely enthralled, intrigued by the weather, and at one point wanted to be a meteorologist when I grew up. I'm now in the journalism business, but not doing meteorology. And I absolutely adored the TV show on the Discovery Channel, Storm Chasers. I know some of y'all know it. I know some of y'all have seen it. I absolutely love that show. I have every single season on DVD. I do. I'm not joking. So these tornadoes have always enthralled me. I've always been so interested in them and thought they were so cool but very powerful and dangerous at the same time. And I just knew that this movie was going to absolutely rock my socks off. I've seen the original Twisters. I love it. It is an endearing classic. It's absolutely fantastic. The CGI is absolutely god-awful, but I don't care. It is that good. And this one, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I really did. I gave it an 87 out of 100 on my rating scale. And let's just hop into the nitty-gritty here. I know what a lot of people are going to say, and I do agree with this sentiment. This is kind of Twister reskinned, kind of sequel, but not sequel, but quasi-sequel, but it's the same movie to a point. It follows a lot of the same story beats and a lot of the same motivation for our main character, played by Daisy Edgar Jones. And I can get where that might turn some fans off if you love the original. But I love the original, and I still had a great time with this because while it has a lot of the similar story beats, these are new characters with new personalities, with new emotions that are witnessing new events. And while it is kind of similar, what they are trying to solve here and the problem they are trying to accomplish is different. So that's kind of what I have to say about the elephant in the room. A lot of the writing does share from the original, but it does have a lot of pieces of originality that the original did not have. I will talk more about the writing in a little bit, but let's start with probably my favorite part of the movie. The performances are incredible. They're so good. Like I already kind of alluded to at the beginning of this, you can look at this cast list and it is full of just incredible actors. Katie O'Brien, who was in Love Lies Bleeding earlier this year and was incredible in that. You've got David Cronenswet. Cronenswet? I don't know. He's going to be Superman, so I should probably learn how to say his name. Daryl McCormick, who is absolutely incredible. Brandon Pereira is so good. And then you got the core three of Anthony Ramos, Glenn Powell, Daisy Edgar Jones. Anthony Ramos is great in this, but he's not really the main character, so I'm going to kind of push him to the side. Sorry, Anthony, you're great, but I'm going to push you aside. This is Glenn Powell and Daisy Edgar Jones' movie, and they are both fantastic. They are these weather nerds that have different motivations for why they do what they do, but in the end, they do have a common goal in trying to prevent what is happening. and trying to help others, and I thought their duo was great. They had phenomenal chemistry, everything you could have asked for from these two very charismatic figures. And, you know, I talked about this in my Hitman review, and I'm going to say it again. Glenn Powell he's Hollywood's next star. If he's not already, he's going to be. And we have a very exciting kind of new crop of Hollywood movie stars that are coming out that I am absolutely so bullish on. Like they're so there's this new crop of performers that I just think are gonna continue to fill the movie screens for years and years to come with awesome projects. And Glenn Powell is one of them. He is the Tom Cruise of our generation. I'm saying it right now. I am. Maybe that's a hot take. I don't know. But he is going to be, if not already, he is the Tom Cruise of our generation. And he absolutely was awesome in this film. And Daisy Edgar Jones, she is the emotional core of this film. It is her story to the core. Glenn Powell is there helping her achieve the goal that she has set out to achieve. But Daisy Edgar Jones is as Kate is the emotional core, and she's fabulous. She's got great emotional moments. She is very believable as this weather expert and meteorologist, along with Glenn Powell, I might add. And I just think that their performances were very endearing. I really, really bought it. You instantly want to follow these characters into a storm and hope that they are okay. And that's all credit to the actors. I think they were absolutely fantastic. Lee Isaac Chung, man, he knows what he's doing. I mean, you just look at his very short but powerful filmography of Minari and Twisters and a few others. He knows how to point a camera, and it's more than that. He knows how to set a scene. He knows how to make you feel a certain emotion, and this movie it's as tense as they come, and it puts you right in the eye of that storm. And it's unlike a lot of things that we've experienced in disaster movies, because a lot of disaster movies, you know, they can be big, outlandish, bold. This one feels very grounded. It feels very real. I know that they used real storm chasing footage from real storm chasers in this movie, and then there was a featurette of how they did a lot of stuff practically. Of course, they didn't do the tornadoes practically because they're tornadoes, but a lot of the effects of the nature and the wind and the water and all of that, a lot of that was done practically, and the vision of what Chung was going for was fantastic. So credit to him. It was very well done. I felt like I was in the heart of those tornadoes with the characters, and I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. It was phenomenal. It elicited every single emotion I wanted it to elicit. It was tense. I was on the edge of my seat. And like I already mentioned, you do feel like you are in the tornadoes with the characters. I watched it in Dolby, and I thought it was a great experience. It's a theater movie. I'm going to say it every time because every movie's a theater movie. But like movies like this are why you go to the theaters, is to see these big, bold, bombastic, loud, in-your-face type blockbuster movies. And that's what Twisters is. It is a shove popcorn in your face, enjoy the ride, blockbuster of the summer. If Deadpool and Wolverine wasn't coming out this summer, this would be the movie of the summer. And hell, it might be the movie of the summer. I mean, I think Deadpool and Wolverine has a pretty good formula going for it, but I digress. This is still going to be one that I think a lot of people are really going to like. I was in a packed theater, which I was kind of surprised about. I was in a packed theater, and we were all enjoying it and having a great time. All right, the writing. Let's talk about it. I already mentioned up top. I've already seen criticisms, and they are rightfully so criticisms. If you love the original, if you are a steadfast supporter of the original Twister movie, you might not like this because a lot of it is rehashing what happened in the first movie. It's got a lot of the similar story beats, a lot of the similar set pieces, or they're taking a lot of inspiration from the original movie. But in my opinion, though, they do enough differently to where I was still invested. Because I know a lot of people are going to say that the motivations of our main character, here being Kate, are basically the same. And I understand that to a point, but a lot of people go through these very tragic events that have to do with natural disasters and tornadoes, hurricanes, and things like that. So does it really seem that outlandish is basically what I'm saying. And again, like, they are building on the work that was done in the first movie. We literally have a cameo from a Dorothy from the original movie in this movie. And that really was symbolizing, hey, we passed the torch to this next group of scientists, and they are now trying to complete the work that we started in the first movie. I liked that. I bought it. Of course, there's similar setups in some way, shapes, or form, but in the end, I thought it worked. The love triangle, I could have done without one part of that triangle, and if you probably know which part I'm talking about, I think it would have just been fine if it was Daisy Edgar-Jones and Glen Powell, because they are very charismatic and work off each other very, very well. And I think that overall, I just thought of this. Like the twist, though, we know right off the rip who the bad guys are in the first movie. In this movie, there is a lot of moral ambiguity that we are learning along the way. And our characters are actually pitted up against that morality. And I actually liked that, where Kate is joining her friend, played by Anthony Ramos, what's his name? Javi. Kate's joining Javi and this crew. They got all the big fancy tech and all of the this and all of the that. And just like in the first movie where they were backed by the funders and had all the fancy tech and all that. But you knew then that they were the bad guys. Here, you think they're doing good, but in the end, there's always ulterior motives. And Tyler and the other storm chasing crew end up being the good guys. I love, like, they flipped it on their head by, at the beginning, they do this in the trailers as well, making Tyler and that crew out to be some ragtag team of no-gooders. But in the end, what ends up happening? Maybe a little formulaic, maybe a little predictable, but I liked that they towed that line and went that way. That was more interesting than in the first movie. We knew exactly who the bad guys were right away and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. A little bit of moral ambiguity. And Javi gets, an okay character redemption. I don't know. I didn't fully buy his storyline, but I digress. Our two mains are too charismatic and too great. I can let a little bit of that go to the side. It's not a perfect movie. It's not. I do have issues with the writing. Like I said, the love triangle I could have done without. Javi's storyline probably could have done without some of that redemption arc. But at the end of the day, I really enjoy it for the blockbuster value. I think it's highly rewatchable. I think the direction is very well done. They inject you right into the center of this chaos, and to feel those emotions, to feel like you're actually there, that's great directing. The writing, while taking a lot of inspiration from the original, I do feel like was a passing of the torch from one to the other. We started the work, you go finish the work. I like that. I don't think that there's anything bad about that personally. And of course, to wrap it all up, the performances are great. They are exactly what you ask for a movie like this. Two very charismatic leads that play off each other well, that have excellent chemistry. I loved it. I really did. 87 out of 100, like I already said. It's like, I think it's in my top 15 of the year. I don't think it's going to be one of my favorite movies of the year, but it's going to be one that I'm going to go back to. It does have high rewatchability value, and I'm going to enjoy for years and years to come. You let me know down in the comments, what do you think? Did you like Twisters? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know why. A lot of people have gone and seen this. Like I said, I was highly, highly pleasantly surprised to see that I had a packed movie theater with me watching this movie, because if more movies like this, and I get it, it's a sequel, but still, hear me out. It's not this large IP. This will probably be the last Twisters they do, I would hope. They kind of solved tornadoes in this movie. So I kind of hope this would be the last Twisters that they do. I don't know. If they go down the Twisters 3 route, I might get a little iffy about it. But bringing back some classic big blockbusters that are original, that have original ideas and are not based on a large IP, I am on board with. And the fact that other people are going to the theaters and watching these and enjoying them makes me happy. That's what summer blockbuster season is all about. For these movies where you shove popcorn in your face, you have a good time, and you watch something that makes you smile and leaves you on the edge of your seat. That's what these movies do. And that's what Twisters did for me. I really, really enjoyed it. So like I said already, go down in the comments and let me know what you think. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know why. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already. Like I said, doing We Need to Talk About videos pretty much every week. If I don't see a movie the week I don't like a movie I see, I'm not going to do a video on it. But like, hey, next week, Deadpool and Wolverine's coming out. You already know we're going to have a video about it, so don't miss out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things you do on YouTube. Follow me on social media. That will all be linked down below in the descriptions. You get my movie reviews before anyone else. If you follow me on Twitter, Letterboxd, Instagram, all that jazz. And that's pretty much it, guys. Go check out Twisters. Have a good time with it. It's a lot of fun. I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video.